In this presentation, we will focus on the major segments of the travel and tourism industry, introduce terms and concepts related to marketing and selling travel, and briefly discuss the skills needed for most positions in the travel industry. First, let's take a look at some major participants in the travel industry. We will examine each of these in more detail throughout the course. Travel agencies have evolved over the past several years. There are fewer traditional brick and mortar agencies. The number of independent travel counselors has increased, and specializing has become more common. Online travel agencies such as Travelocity have become more commonplace, so travel counselors must explore ways to add value and personalization for their clients. We will explore several other segments of the travel industry this semester, including air travel, the cruise industry, hotels and other accommodations, rail travel and other ground transportation, and tours and tour companies. We will also touch on destination marketing organizations. Those organizations will be emphasized if you take any of our destination courses. The major segments of the travel industry fall into three major categories: suppliers, distributors, and supporting businesses and organizations. These three categories are closely linked, and there is often crossover between them. For example, we often think of an airline as a supplier, but as we all know, airlines are also their own distributors because travelers no longer have to go through a travel agency to purchase their tickets. They can go directly to the airline. The same goes for cruise lines, car rental companies, and many tour companies. Travel agencies and counselors have important relationships with preferred suppliers, a term you should be aware of as we proceed. In order to succeed, a travel business must do three things: market their services and products, sell them, and understand their clients and how to position their products and services based on their clients' needs. First, let's talk about marketing. Your text breaks the market down into four segments: demographic, price, psychographic, and usage. Travelers may be categorized demographically according to age, marital status, gender, etc. Price may also be a major consideration, as well as usage, which is the purpose for travel. We'll talk about that a little later. Then there is psychographic segmentation, where unique interests play a major role in choosing travel experiences. What does all this mean to a travel counselor? Identifying a target market is more effective than trying to be all things to all people. We will explore this idea in much more depth in other classes. And yes, travel counselors do sell. However, our products and services are very complex and require consultative selling, in which we get to know our clients' needs and match those needs to our products. And we must go one step further to explain how those products will benefit our clients. That is, what's in it for them. We will be talking about features and benefits a lot in our travel classes, so it's a good idea to become familiar with them now. A feature is just a characteristic of a product, while a benefit personalizes the feature for the particular client. For example, let's say you are recommending a hotel that has suites, rooms with separate bedrooms and living areas. While that feature may not have much value or benefit for a single business traveler who's only going to sleep in the room, there may be great benefits for a small family. The parents can put their children to bed, close the door, and stay up longer to watch TV, read, or work without disturbing their children. The benefit personalizes the product to the client. We will also be talking a lot about adding value for your clients. In order to successfully compete with the internet, you must genuinely understand the needs of your clients, know your products and where they fit, and then provide personalized recommendations and service, adding value that your clients cannot get from the internet. When determining client needs, the most basic question is, why are they traveling? In other words, is the trip non-discretionary or discretionary? Non-discretionary travel is usually business travel, also called corporate travel. There will be fewer choices involved in corporate travel. It's usually straightforward and often last minute. But more than three-fourths of the trips taken by Americans are discretionary, either for leisure or to visit friends or relatives. There are more personal choices involved in discretionary travel. Leisure travelers have more personal decisions to make. They are influenced by the destination and what it offers, and they're also influenced by psychological factors, which may include familiarity, personal interest, level of adventure, and other things. Dr. Stanley Plogg separates travelers into three basic segments: venturers and near venturers, centrics, and near dependables and dependables. According to Plogg, travelers are inclined to choose destinations based on where they fit on the psychographic scale. For example, venturers may choose more adventurous or unfamiliar destinations, such as India or China, while dependables may choose more familiar and comfortable destinations, such as Las Vegas, or destinations that are close to home. Now, after considering all you know so far about success in selling travel, what do you think? Is the travel professional's job a sales job or a service job? I think you've probably figured out by now that the travel counselor's job obviously involves sales, but it is a consultative sale, and an important ingredient for success is adding value to the experience. That's why we prefer to use the term travel counselor rather than travel agent. Travel employs thousands of people in many different capacities. There are many different careers from which to choose. Although most of the students in the LMC travel program are exploring careers as travel counselors, students and graduates of the program have also been employed by other segments of the travel industry. There are many choices. And even within the area of travel sales, you can work at a desk inside a traditional travel agency, as an outside consultant for a traditional travel agency, or as an independent contractor aligned with a host agency. Graduates of this program are coming up with various creative business models with great success. What are the skills and personal attributes for success in this dynamic industry? I challenge you to think about this question as we continue on our journey this semester.